I mentioned in previous audios about the importance of being silent sometimes, and I stated before, which is true, that in this society, they're all about speaking their mind, and there's nothing wrong with that because there's time for that. But sometimes speaking your mind is just a waste of energy, especially if the audience that you're speaking to doesn't listen to you in the first place. Okay? So in that case, the best thing for you to do is not say anything at all or to totally ignore them. And unfortunately, in this society, people who don't say anything or ignore people, it is perceived that that person is not defending themselves. Sometimes when you ignore someone, that is the biggest weapon in the world. You have to look at the character of the people that you're interacting with. There are some people in this world, they appreciate when you speak, and some of them who don't. And the ones who don't already either have a mindset that they're not going to listen to you, they do not value you as a whole person, or they simply just don't care about your feelings at all. Now, my question is this. If you know this person feels this way about you, why are you wasting your time even telling them anything? Why waste your time? Now, don't get me wrong. If they do something to piss you off to the point where you got to speak your mind in order to shut the situation down, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just in general. There are some people in my life right now that I know in my spirit that if we communicate, we are listening and paying attention to each other. We care about how the other person feels. And if you have a close spiritual relationship with your Creator, you have the spirit of discernment, and you know when you interact with certain people whether or not that person truly cares about how you feel about things. So you're going to communicate with that person more. They're concerned about your well-being. So of course you're going to open up. Of course you're going to speak more to them. It has nothing to do about how much money they have or how they're connected to you. They treat you as a human being and they respect your position in regards to a lot of things. And even though they may not agree with it, at least you have a dialogue where you can share your concerns. That mutual respect is there. That is reciprocal communication. So when you have that in a relationship with someone, whether it's romantic, professional, or otherwise, you're more likely to open up to that person, and that person's going to know more about you. And in a lot of cases, that person may not be as close to you as some other people. And see, this is where the problem comes in. Those people that are so-called close to you, they get a little bit jealous because you have a closer relationship with someone who is not as closely related to you as they are. But see, it's not intentional. It's just that you feel more comfortable with someone else on the outside. They're more welcoming. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, a lot of people that are the closest to you are the ones that you need to keep the most amount of information from, because they already have a conception of who you are based on the past, based on the fact that they're biased in regards to you. A lot of them are judgmental. A lot of them try to dominate over you. And when people try to do things like that and present those negative feelings on you, you're not going to make yourself available emotionally. You're not going to be receptive to anything that they have to say or do. You're just not going to make yourself available to these people because that level of mutual communication is not there. There's certain people I know for a fact that are family and friends. I mean, they're friends, but they're friends at a certain level that I know for a fact that I can't talk to them about certain things because they don't have the mindset to receive it. They don't understand. So don't feel bad just because your entire family doesn't get you. Don't feel bad because there's conflict. Sometimes that's just the way it is. You're having a human existence, and you have to come to terms with the fact that every single person you encounter is not going to get along with you, is not going to be on board with you for whatever reason. You can't spend your whole life trying to put together something that was broken from jump. There's too many missing pieces. Come to terms with the fact that, okay, you know what, that person chooses to live their life that way, and I'm going to live my life this way, and it does not fit in, and just leave it at that. This is what loving from a distance involves, people, and some of you just refuse to do it. And some of you are facing peer pressure behind that. You're trying to live your life the best way you can see fit. You're not hurting anybody. You're just living differently, and for some people, that's a problem. You're trying to be a productive citizen and just live the life that you can the best way you can. But some of you are being surrounded by people who are trying to shove you in a direction that you don't want to be. And the only thing that you could do is to cut them off. So when you're dealing with people who do not want to listen, who want to judge, play judge and jury, who want to dominate over you for whatever reason because of their insecurities, you can't talk to these people. Expressing yourself to these people is a waste of time. Now, as I stated before, you might reach a breaking point at some point and go off, but don't expect a whole lot of results from it. That person's mindset is the way it is about you. And really, instead of you spending all this energy and praying and asking the Creator to change their mindset about this, that, and the other, rechannel your energy somewhere else to other people who can benefit from your gifts. And once you get in the mindset of doing that and you see how fruitful that is and how better you feel about yourself, you're going to spend less time trying to express yourself to people who don't want to give you any credit for anything. Ignore them. Because what's going to happen is they're going to see that you pulled your energy back from them. And it's going to piss them off. They're going to come at you with the criticisms. They're going to try to throw your past up in your face about, oh, I remember when you did this, that, and the other. They're going to try to criticize and nitpick every single little thing you do. They're going to come to you at the pity party. Well, I tried, and she didn't do so-and-so. Why do you think this is happening now that you have decided to put your energy somewhere else? They feel it. They know that you're done. They know that you don't care that much anymore, if at all. They know. And they want their energy back. And they can't have it. So when you're dealing with people who are behaving in those ways, there's no sense of even trying to convince them of a damn thing. No sense of trying to explain yourself. When, I had something very recently where somebody tried to make this little pity party about the fact that I couldn't do something when they wanted me to do it. So they tried to come back and say, well, I tried to contact you about da-da-da-da-da. Okay. I wasn't available. And now they're all messed up in their head about, okay, well, what's wrong with her? I don't care if you think something is wrong with me. I really don't. See, back in the day, it would have bothered me. Oh, I would have felt so guilty and everything else. But, I went to think about it. I said to myself, these are the same people didn't care when I was going through something. So why should I care now that I've moved on? Look, I sat around and waited and waited and waited and waited for some kind of closeness or some kind of meeting of the minds or anything like that. Shit didn't happen. After a while, people get tired. So I was like, you know what, let me take my energy and put it somewhere else. And when you do that, you become less available to these type of people. You don't have time. But see, they sense that. They want your attention now. And it's like, no. I'm trying to help some people who need it and who appreciate it. I don't have time for your shit. And so instead of arguing about it and everything else, I heard this little proverbial guilt trip and everything else. And you know what? I didn't even answer. I didn't reply or anything. I was tempted. But I know the character of the people that are involved. They're looking for some type of argument. They're looking for some type of reaction from me. I gave nothing. And some of you got to learn how to do that. Give nothing back. Rechannel your energy to people who appreciate it. Most of us have some people around us who value our presence. Most of us do. Focus on them. Feed and build that relationship. Pour into it. And you will start to see the fruit, start to see the blessings that were designed for you, because you're putting your energy in the right direction.